Maybe you just watched my W12 oil change video that you can see in the banner above, and you've just changed your oil for the first time, or you're about to change the oil for the first time in your W12 and you're trying to gather as much information as possible about oil health in your W12 engine. This video is going to answer many questions and give valuable information to increasing the longevity and health of your W12. And I want to begin with the oil change interval. The 10,000 mile oil change interval is going to give you maximum wear protection and minimum deposit buildup. It's a science with many factors at play that go far beyond the knowledge of the average mechanic. Up to a third of the makeup of synthetic oil includes chemicals for use as detergents, antioxidants, viscosity index improvers, friction modifiers, corrosion inhibitors, dispersants, anti-foaming agents, and more. Further complexity happens within the confines of various emissions equipment to meet stringent standards and increasing performance needs. All these various additive compounds interact with varying temperatures, both ambient and internal extreme temperatures. They undergo redox reactions between various metals. They break down and chemically react to form new compounds and off-gas other compounds, as well as changing overall pH. This process is a very multifaceted science and not a linear process. Oil of a certain age, the coating of oil of a certain age on various engine components, and the new oil that is being added to the engine also introduce another consideration. The following information was published from a study performed by the Society of Automotive Engineers in regards to oil change interval and if it's possible to change your oil too often. When fresh synthetic oil is introduced into an engine, it lacks combustion cycles. During these initial combustion cycles, anti-wear additives are being activated. Meanwhile, compounds are off-gassing that include phosphorus and sulfated ash. In the first several hundred miles, the fresh oil does not offer the same anti-wear protection as broken-in oil does. These phosphorus and sulfated ash contaminants are deposits well documented to cause carbon buildup as well as clogging catalytic converters and DPF filters. Meanwhile, this same oil, after the anti-wear additives have been activated and the phosphorus and sulfated ash has been burnt off, still offers maximum anti-wear properties while exhibiting appropriate TBN, which is total base number indicating amount of performance-related additives, and TAN, total acid number, a major driver of corrosion, oxidation, nitration, and increased viscosity, measurements which are the gold standard for measuring an oil's ability to minimize sludge while protecting the engine. I labor on this part because I far too often hear the quip that changing your oil more often is only better for your engine, and erroneously and needlessly changing their oil at 5,000 mile intervals as opposed to 10,000. This is causing suboptimal wear protection and introducing excess deposits versus the 10,000 mile interval recommended by Audi. There's no one on the inside recommending these 5,000 mile intervals, not even the oil companies and the manufacturer themselves. The only ones that I hear are people on the forums that really care about their car but maybe don't understand the science behind it, or they're basing their knowledge off of factors that were at play once with conventional oil, which are no longer the case with high-tech synthetic oils. Next, I'll briefly talk about oil selection, and for the complex reasons I just stated, it's imperative to select an OEM-specific formulation approved for the W12 at the time of manufacture. As engine tech and emission standards change and improve, so does engine oil. For example, turbocharging and increased engine temperature is currently causing new oil certifications within the VAG Auto Group. The W12 is naturally aspirated and operates at a temperature that may differ from modern engines. While VW 511.00 might be the newest oil certification, it was created for the latest into engine tech and not with the W12 in mind. VW 502.00 and 504.00 are the only appropriate certification approvals for oil used in the W12. I personally use Model 8100 XS. Now that you have your oil selected and your change interval chosen, it's important to stick to them exactly, as well as using the same oil every time. Using the same oil every time means the outgoing oil will provide the best conditions for the incoming oil, which may not be the case if the oil brand or specific product from the same brand is used. These oils are related, but they do have different formulations, and to ensure the best protection, it's important to use the exact same oil every time. And you really should be choosing the best oil to use for your engine in the first place. Now let's talk about filling the W12 with oil. It's not common knowledge that the 6.3 liter W12 must be filled slowly due to its unique placement of the PCV and oil separator system. I've personally spoken to 2 W12 owners that have had catastrophic engine failure due to either filling the engine oil too quickly or filling while the engine is not on a level surface. If the oil is filled incorrectly, it can make its way into the intake manifold and from there into the intake air filter and the combustion chambers in great enough quantity to cause a hydrolock upon startup. The only thing you need to do to avoid this is use caution when filling the oil. 1. Keep the engine level. 2. When using a funnel, especially a locking funnel, do not let the oil pool up in the funnel. Only pour as fast as the engine will accept the oil. Only fill at the rate that the engine will accept it. And the last topic for this video is to not use an oil extractor. This information is stated in the W12 self-study program, and the reason being that the dipstick tube does not reach the bottom of the oil pan. As you can see here, it stops near the oil filter housing, and you will leave several quarts of oil at the bottom of the pan. There's more to discuss about the W12 engine health, including carbon buildup, soot from fuel, drive cycles, Italian tune-ups, and other topics, but I'll leave it here for now. If there's a topic you'd like to see as it relates to the W12, please leave it in a comment below. And join the exclusive W12 Owners Club for access to more DIY write-ups, frequently asked questions, and super in-depth info for VW, Audi, and Bentley W12 models. Then visit the W12 OC Club shop for kit to show off Volkswagen Auto Group's rarest power plant at W12ownersclub.com.